Rolling.
All I'm saying is wine, LaCroix, and is it Sky Vodka?
What?
I think I just made something up and it works.
Well, hello there. This is another weekly segment of, when I say weekly, I use the term rather loosely, like
Bi-weekly.
bi-monthly, also known as weekly.
Yeah.
Another story, Sunday School with Charlie.
Sunday School with Charlie.
Rated
That's pretty
R.
good. I don't know if that's the name. We're going to have a vote on the name, but Rated R Sunday School?
Rated R Sunday School with Charlie. So this first story, which will be the second story, since we already told another one earlier. Bless my stars.
Hold on. My eyes are watering.
Oh my God. Oh. Wow, it's rancid like a mule.
Do those windows open up?
No.
Oh my God, we can't stay up here.
Turn on the fan.
We can't stay up here, bro.
Turn the fan on.
Where's the switch, bro? That's the light, man. Can we turn the AC on?
Everything's gonna be okay.
Okay. I think I'm good.
I got a Bible up here. You know, the most.
Do you have any Febreze up here?
That's what I just let out. Febreze. The most important part of that.
Rated R Sunday School?
Golly. Let's turn the fan off because it's going to cause a windmill.
This is not how you should start this.
I don't want to make any Auschwitz jokes.
Oh my God.
Because it would be. Anyways. So our next story about a little lady called Esther. Arguably the first instance of The Bachelor, which is pretty much a stolen fairy tale. What
Who stole
Chris Harrison, whichever one he is.
It's from Oklahoma.
One of them is a Hanson is a.
No deep breaths. Short breaths are okay. Just no like.
Should have picked a room with more ventilation.
I gotta breathe through my mouth. I know that's easy for you.
Chris Hansen, he is the star of To Chase a Predator, and he goes out and finds dates for pedophiles. And that story is called The Bachelor is Chris Harrison. Yeah.
Hansen does the Harrison does pedophiles too, though. I'm pretty sure.
Well, he just a lot of creepy.
Or he is a pedophile. I heard something like that.
Well, I don't know. That was probably Hansen. But anyways.
Oh, Hansen doesn't pay his taxes.
He doesn't pay his.
And has a lot of credit card debt, something like that.
He didn't pay that guy with the muds. Some guy made muds for him, and he didn't pay him.
Anyway.
Rancid. Good name for a girl. You're looking for baby names.
Rancid.
Rancid and chlamydia.
Rancid chlamydia Wells. Your first child, Charlie.
I hope I never get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so this first,
you look like
the original Bachelorette. Bachelor? It'd be the original Bachelor.
The original Bachelor. Bachelor.
He was actually not Blatch. He was Middle Eastern. His name was, he was a Persian guy. Persians are notoriously terrorist.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Xerxes, and he was well known for conquering the known world back in the early, 1940s. It was time.
I feel like a guy named Xerxes has to have an anger problem. You can't be named Xerxes and not have an anger issue.
He was a second generation anger problem, actually. Like he came from a bunch of angry people. He got angry whenever there was like the weather changed or there was a Jew in the room.
Why do you think they were so angry, those Persians?
I think because everyone was trying to kill each other back then. Like, this was
Yeah.
right before World War II.
Yeah.
So,
I think if you have an X in your name, you're just going to be an angry person.
like Xylophone,
Yeah.
Xavier,
Yeah.
Xena,
Yeah.
the barbarian warrior.
Yeah. Laxative. That could be a name.
Angry, laxatives.
Laxatavia could be a name.
Anyways, Xerxes is, so it's old school. It's a few years ago. He decides he is the
In
king.
the 1940s, is that what you said?
I'm not exact on the date, but
Okay.
it was before Jesus, like BC sometimes. So they get those things so confusing with the 80s and the BCs and
So, but let's
the
just say
ADHDs.
in the early 1900s.
Early 1900s is safe, and he's probably angry because of like Abraham Lincoln got shot,
Right.
which would have been like the same year.
That was the late 1800s, but go ahead.
Anyways,
Man, you smell, but go ahead.
that's not me, that's my farts.
No.
Xerxes is like, you know what, Chris Hansen, I need to find myself a wife. And Hansen's like, great, I'm not even born yet because it's 1925, but I'll tell you what you need to do.
Wait, I thought Harrison did the bachelor thing.
Chris Harrison, neither one of them are born yet, so none of those facts matter.
Okay.
He's like, you need to go out and find a bunch of like good-looking broads all the way around the
Who was
country.
he telling this to?
It's Chris Harrison.
Xerxes was telling Harrison.
No, this is like, it's kind of like a dream probably. I'm filling in. There's a lot of unknowns about this, so
Xerxes is having a dream, and he's telling his dream to go find him.
I want to be historically accurate in
young lady.
everything that we tell here. So we do know that Xerxes like rounded up a bunch of women from around the regions that he had conquered. What we don't know is if Chris Hansen was involved. I'm assuming that he was.
Right.
Or Chris Harrison.
Either one.
We don't know if there was a Chris involved, but if
At
there
least
was,
one of them was involved.
there's probably Chris's back then too,
Yeah.
and their last names probably started with an H and an A, which seems to be the most important as far as being a TV celebrity. So anyways, Xerxes was like, oh, let's find myself a woman. The reason he needed to find himself a woman is because he had this fine wife, and he's like, hey, come dance at a party. And she's like, I'm going to stay in my room. And he was like, okay, I'm getting another wife.
So she refused to dance like
I think he wanted to show her off, but I didn't actually read the story, so I'm not sure the details, but it was something like that.
Okay, so Xerxes wanted his wife to dance in front of a bunch of people, basically strip. Did they have stripper poles back then in the early 1900s?
They had stripper camels back then.
Stripper camels.
Probably they're in the desert. There's no air conditioning, so I thought like if anyone asked me to strip, I'd be like I'd be fine with that because it's so hot anyway.
Yeah,
it's
you
like
want to just take your clothes off.
it's like 140 degrees.
That makes sense. Yeah, stay hydrated.
You don't want someone to tell you to strip. You're like,
Right.
I'm stripping because I want to, not because you're making me.
Yeah, me too.
So he rounds up all the ladies in the country and he like sends out like
All of them?
text message to where, well, they didn't have text messages in 1900. Sends out an email and he's like, hey, if you got like a babe that might be the president's wife, not the president. He's more of like a
Did
dictator.
you shit your pants?
It's like, a long time ago.
Did you poop?
I haven't done anything since that initial.
Is your butt crack itchy right now? That's what I need to know.
I feel comfortable.
All right, keep talking. He rounds up all the ladies.
Well, he sends out the message like, hey, send your best fine wine out here and let me test it for you.
See, so you said an email. Okay, mass email. Go ahead.
Mass email, kind of like a spam deal. So he sends it to everyone. Not everyone shows up, but just like The Bachelor, it's like a mating call. It's like, cuckoo, 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 cuckoo.
Just like The Bachelor, that's what they do? I don't watch that show.
I don't know how they get everyone there, but like it's
I thought a limousine just randomly brings women to some guy.
oh, like they're all dressed up randomly.
Yeah, and he just stands out there for days just waiting.
No, they get them there somehow, like in a legal.
Probably a mass email.
Probably like yeah, they traffic them there. They human traffic the different ladies
In
there
a limousine.
who are looking for a better
They
life.
traffic women there in a limousine.
It's called
That's
human
what you call it.
trafficking.
Human trafficking. Yeah.
They get them there. So,
Okay.
back in the early 1900s, whenever this was, he gets them there in different ways. So he sends out this email like, hey, bring your booties here. I'm looking for a new wife. And
hold on, I'm sending a text. Okay, go ahead.
Sends it out to all the land, and Esther's like, oh, I could get down with that. Mm-hmm. And her uncle Mordecai's like, oh, but you're a Jew.
So what did Esther look like? She's a Jew, so
total fox. She's like
big nose, though, right?
If Natalie Portman has a big nose, then I guess possibly.
Oh, so she looked. But Natalie Portman's kind of a tiny girl.
What about Wonder Woman? She's a big Jew.
Oh, who's Wonder Woman?
I don't know her name, but she's like a Jewish.
Is she a Jew?
Yeah, she's Jewish.
Okay, I haven't seen that show. You seen that show?
Yeah, she's fine.
Does she do wonderful things?
She does Wonder Woman stuff. She's like Superman, but with like, boobs.
But a woman, okay, with a vagina.
Guess go there.
She can have abortions.
Superman can't.
Yeah, Superman can't have an abortion. That's the one thing Superman can't do.
Can't do it.
Interesting. Go ahead.
So, anyways, Wonder Woman, aka
Esther.
Gosh, we should Google that girl's name.
Esther.
Esther.
Oh,
not Esther.
Is it Gal Gadot?
Yeah, Gal Gadot.
That's a Jew.
Oh, she's very Jew. They don't like her in Palestine.
Gadot.
Yeah, it's a Jewish
That's
name.
Jewish.
Yeah, that's Siri.
Gadotberg. Hold on, I'm asking Siri. Is Gal Gadot Jewish?
I feel like you didn't say it.
It said Israeli.
Israeli. Oh.
So she could be anything.
I stand corrected. She's from Israel, but not a Jew. Anyways, this Esther, who's an Israeli, who looks just like Gal Gadot or Wonder Woman.
Yep.
She's like, let's go to that palace and eliminate these other ladies.
Man, she is gorgeous.
That's Esther.
She's Miss Israel in 2004. Was Esther ever crowned as Miss Israel?
I don't want to jump ahead of the story, but that's coming.
Okay.
So
continue.
Esther's and her uncle Mordecai, they go to Persia or
Mordecai's definitely
Babylon, wherever they're at now. Once again, the facts are super important. I just don't know them.
Mm-hmm.
So before you get to actually see the king, Xerxes, he's banging so many broads. Mm-hmm. He has like a brothel set up, and she lived in the brothel for a year, getting her hair grown and bathed.
A whole year?
Yeah, dressing in like
just prepping.
Doing her nails, prepping for it.
Just prepping the meeting.
At that time, he was just running through all these girls, just like.
And he didn't even see her while she's prepping.
He was swiping left. Is it left or right?
It's well, it depends what app you're using.
What's the?
I would say swiping right, probably.
He's swiping right all these girls.
Banging.
He's searching for a wife. He's not necessarily banging because he's a king, and you can't just find someone on Tinder, Bumble.
Are they kissing? I mean,
they're doing it.
What are they doing?
Going to Pound Town.
It's
the Middle East.
Banging.
Tell you this, all the goats were wondering why they're being left out because that's how much banging was going on.
Yeah, the goats felt left out.
Xerxes he's running through all these women. Year later, she's finally smelling good because when you live in the desert, if you don't spend some time like in a spa, you smell terrible.
They didn't have any Old Spice back then.
No, so
yeah, no ladies products back then.
She finally gets out of there, and she goes and she lies with the Xerxes, the king, which is she's banging him. That's what's happening. And typically he tosses him away and goes to the next one because he's
excuse me.
He's kind of a terrible person. He's kind of like a modern day, I guess you'd say, Toby Keith, where they just
do whatever they want.
Do whatever they want, like because I don't think he's got like abs like Justin Timberlake or the personality of Russell Westbrook.
Xerxes couldn't dance.
Not a dancer,
and he didn't have fashion sense either. That's
he's
what
just more of like a rich guy that just
you don't really know what he does, but he's just rich and
kind of like the Donald Trump of the day. No abs. He's just kind of like a rich,
kind of an orange hue to his skin.
Very tan though. There's no orange out there because he's in the desert. So
okay.
Anyways, he likes the goods and he's like, you know what? You're sticking around. I could see myself sleeping next to this once or twice a month.
So what happened? Mordecai. So she preps for a year. Mordecai brings her out, and it's like Voila.
Well, no, Mordecai drops her off at the
left her there, and then she prepped for a year.
He got a job at McDonald's or whatever they had back then. He was just kind of hanging out, but the king had like this filtering process, just like The Bachelor, where you like.
So Chris Harrison brings Esther in.
Hanson, but yes,
yeah, whatever.
He's like, hey, what do you think about this, Cody? And he's like, or whatever his name is. And he's like, Xerxes.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that looks good. And he's like, here's the fantasy suite for you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What happens there?
Pound town.
Oh, they're banging. Okay.
Anyways, so King gets married. He decides to marry her. Really likes her. Stops his hunt. Mordecai starts moving up in the ranks because he's got like that nepotism, the family connection.
Yeah, he gave Esther to.
He really didn't do anything like
kind of like a Harvey Weinstein situation, really.
Well, I mean, like Xerxes and Esther, but
yeah,
whatever.
Well, I mean, the guy like who brought Harvey the girls, whoever that guy was, that's Mordecai.
That's
right.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Yeah, that's a pretty good analogy.
I guess it's good.
Well, okay, we'll keep talking.
It's not like super good, but it was like...
All right, well, it's pretty good. Well, you keep telling your story.
Anyways, so after that, keep burping.
Well, as long as you're not farting.
No, I've decided not to do that.
Please.
Mordecai is moving up. People are starting to get jealous because he's actually like a hard worker. So I feel underappreciated at my job.
He's probably good with money. I'm just saying.
I don't know
why I think he's good with money.
He was
for
potentially
some reason I'm assuming he's
good with money.
Yeah.
He was also Jewish, but that's just a side note.
Oh yeah.
So
I didn't even think about that.
He's kind of moving through the ranks, just whistling his way up the ladder. Well, one day, this guy named Haman, he does not like Mordecai.
Terrible name, by the way. Haman.
Hey, man.
Haman.
His real name was Bill, but everyone kept being like, hey, man, what are you doing?
Haman.
Hey, man.
Haman.
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 Hey, man.
Haman, go get the garbage out for me.
Hey, man,
Take
go get me a
out.
refill.
Yeah.
Hey,
Haman.
man.
Fill my,
Hey, man, can you tell my
Bring
shoes?
me some more wine.
Hey, man.
Haman.
Hey, man.
Haman.
More of like a Jamaican.
Hey, man, relax.
Hey, man, just settle down a little bit.
Yeah, hey, man, why are you so angry?
Anyways, hey, man.
Yeah.
He was getting jealous. Mordecai's like moving up in the ranks. Mordecai is hardworking Jew.
Yeah.
Not that his religion or his ethnicity matters.
You
but
think people call him Morty?
Like, hey.
I'd call him Morty. Or Kai.
Isn't there like a cartoon like Morty?
Yeah, it's like Saul and Morty or Morty and something. It's Morty and something.
Anyways, Morty, as we call him, moving up. Haman's like, you know what?
Siri, what Morty and something is a show. What is it?
Haman finds out.
No, I didn't accidentally summon you. Morty and Saul.
Haman finds out that Mordecai is a Jew.
Morty and Saul.
So what he does,
never mind,
is he goes to Xerxes and is like, hey, Xerxes, I've got an idea. There's like these underlying class of people that I think we should get rid of. They're called
Does that mean they were lying down all the time?
Lazy is what he was trying to imply. He's like, I think we should get rid of them. A lot of them just happen to be like Jews. Jews.
Mordecai said that or Haman?
Haman said that because he was trying to like hide what they were. And he's like, I think these Jews might rise up against you. Jews.
Yeah. That's how
they
enunciate it.
They own all the Hollywood films. They're good at banks and money.
Yeah.
And they own all the artwork.
Yeah.
And
they're stealing it. He's probably like, hey, Xerxes, all these Jews are stealing our jobs.
They're stealing our jobs.
They're stealing our jobs.
We need to build a wall.
They're taking all our money. They're taking all our gold. Like, let's do something about this problem.
That's exactly what he said.
Okay. That's what I feel like. That's probably exactly what he said. All right, continue.
Well, Mordecai wasn't there. So Xerxes was like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I don't like people stealing our crap. It's one of my least favorite things is crap stealers. So let's get rid of all them Jews. And we'll have ourselves a You know,
When you say get rid of them, what does that mean?
he means
What
kill them, like kind of like an
like
Adolf
murder all the
Hitler move, Germain.
Why does everyone?
Nobody likes the Jews for some
Yeah,
reason.
why? I mean, in the early 1900s, evidently from your story, Xerxes wanted to kill all the Jews, and then we know, like in the 1940s, Hitler wanted to kill all the Jews. Why is everyone trying to kill the Jews?
Jealousy, pure jealousy.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Xerxes, he's pretty much getting hammered all the time. So he's like, oh yeah, Haman, that sounds like a good one. You're my number 2, so let's just do that. So they like make this big feast, number 2, little fart basket. They have this like big old feast.
If I ever call you my number 2, just know that's not a compliment.
I already know.
It's an insult.
They have this big like spear set up where they're like, we're going to kill the Jews and we're going to stick the Mordecai on this spear.
Oh, so they're going to start with Mordecai?
We're going to start with Mordecai and then just kind of kill the rest of them. Well, Mordecai tells Esther, probably through a text message or a Snapchat, if I had to guess.
Of course.
He's like, hey, this guy Haman's about to kill us. And since you're like banging the king, you think he'd help us out? Esther was like, yeah, no problem. So she decides to go to the king. Well, the king, he's so stingy. He has a rule where no one can approach him unless he summons them. Because he's just kind of snooty, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But
no one can like
chopped off people's heads for less. So Esther goes to the king, even though she knows it could mean her life if he makes him upset. And she walks into his throne room. He's like, whoa.
Does she walk in or she like burst in?
She kind of like moonwalks in like Michael Jackson.
Backwards.
Yeah.
Well, showing her ass first, which was, I mean, according to biblical text, was her best attribute.
Well, she had a good smile, but she walks in there, slides across the marble floor, and she's like, yo, what are you doing? She's still nervous, though, because Xerxes, once again, insane person. If you ever seen 300, that's Xerxes on like the deal with the nipple rings and all the people.
The guy who shaves his whole body.
Yeah, has all those weird people.
Who looks like a giant, but kind of like he doesn't eat enough.
He was one of the rulers of the known world back then, so he's kind of a crazy psycho guy. But
and all those naked Greek guys were trying to kill him.
Yeah. Esther was a little bit worried that she was going to get like her head chopped off because he loved doing that. But he was like, hey, babe, what are you doing in here? Like, it's not even time for Netflix and chill. She's like, oh, I just found out someone's trying to kill me.
Really?
And he was like, who? And he's like,
you.
Your boy toy Haman.
Oh.
And he's like, oh, well, let's kill him now. And so they bring Haman in. And they're like, Haman, why are you trying to kill my wife?
Well, hold on. Does Xerxes not know that his wife was a Jew?
No, she kept it a secret.
Yeah, but she had the nose. Like, how could he not know?
Oh, shit.
You see the nose, and it's like...
No, she's like Natalie Portman.
I mean, if I see a Jew, I'm like, Jew. If I was sleeping with a Jew, I would definitely be like, Jew. How does Xerxes not know Esther's...
Well, they're in the Middle East, so Middle Eastern people Persian people have bigger noses than the Jews, and so
do they really?
The Iranians, and yes.
I don't think Iranians have bigger noses than Jews.
They're all from the exact same bloodline, so...
Okay, well, we'll have to verify that later.
Super racist of you to say, though.
About Jews having big noses?
Yeah, it's kind of like white guys having huge penises. Like, everyone knows it, but we shouldn't talk about it all the time.
That's true. Okay, I'll step back from the big noses thing. Keep going.
Anyways, she's like, these guys are trying to kill me. And he's like, who? And he's like, well, your boy toy Haman. So like, Haman, get your ass in here. And he crawled out from under his chair because that's where he hung out all the time.
Yeah.
Sucked up all the fart gas.
Those guys. Yeah, just sucking up the farts under those chairs.
Haman was like, well, I'm not trying to kill you, Queen. You're my favorite person. And she's like, oh, are you not the one who wanted to kill all the Jews? And he's like, yeah, I don't like Jews.
Oh, so she got him. That's a got him moment.
And
that is like Chris Hansen does.
She's like, oh, well,
gotcha, bitch.
I'm actually a Jew myself. And he's like, oh, crap, my britches. And the king apologizes like, sorry, Esther, this guy's an idiot. What do you want to do? And she's like, well, I think we should stick them on that big spike out in the front yard and have a big barbecue. So they
Damn.
put him on the spike that they had made for
They
Mordecai.
sparked him.
Sparked him up there.
They just sparked him right up.
They had a barbecue.
Yeah.
Barbecued him up, and
They stick a spike like through his whole body.
it was like a big pole with a spear on the end. So they like stick him in it, and then they hold him up in the air for everyone to laugh at him.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
And that was the story of Esther. So
They lived happily ever after?
actually, no. Like
Oh.
Xerxes ended up getting murdered. Esther had multiple miscarriages.
Uh-huh.
Mordecai ended up having cancer of the loins and finally died. Suicide.
Cancer of the loins.
2 bullets to the back of the head.
Oh my
Maybe I'm
goodness.
thinking of a Martin Scorsese movie.
Wow.
But
So Mordecai got shot. Esther had a bunch of miscarriages. Xerxes got married.
I could be mixing all that up,
I
actually.
mean, buried. Murdered.
Xerxes ended up, yeah,
Wow. That's a pretty crazy story.
pretty wild.
Yeah. So, I guess if we're going to take a moral from that story, it would be, don't trust anyone named Haman, first of all. If you meet someone named Haman, just be like, don't listen to anything he says,
That's what I got out of it.
Yeah, I mean, you meet a guy named Haman, immediately you should be like, don't trust this guy. And then next thing is...
been my rule already.
Yeah.
Every Haman, I mean, everyone, sorry, sir.
That's what I think about when I wake up in the morning.
Hamans and Adolfs. Don't trust either one of them.
Yeah, don't. Just do yourself a favor.
I was
and be
looking at
like,
your skin like,
not in my life.
oh, is that tan enough?
Yeah. And then, other morals to this story is, Mordecai. If you meet a Mordecai, good guy. That's a good guy.
Not enough Mordecais. I feel like it's an underused name.
Yeah.
You got all these like Matthews, Peters, Johns,
Yeah.
Zachs.
Yeah.
Dumb
Zachs.
names. Overused.
Okay.
More Mordecais.
Okay, easy, bro.
Also, Xerxes would be like, I mean, I know he was kind of like a bad guy who banged a bunch of women, but like...
I kind of feel sorry for Xerxes. Like, he's caught in the middle of all this. He's got Haman telling him this. He's got Mordecai telling him this. And then he's got Esther, Esther moonwalking into his court, being like, with her beautiful ass first, and moonwalking in, being like, hey, this is what I think. Her advice wasn't so great.
I'm just saying, like, if I named my child Xerxes, and if he wasn't in the NBA by the time he was 11, I'd be disappointed in him.
That's true.
Because it's...
Yeah, that's the only reason you name your kid Xerxes. Because he's going to be in the NBA.
Right.
Yeah. I think we got about everything we could out of that story.
I think we pulled way more out of it than that was actually there, which is what the Bible's for.
That's exactly right.
Until next time,
Cheers.
signing off.
Rated R Sunday Stories. Charlie.